Wednesday the 7th. I'm a bit under the weather today, so just going to be a quick recap. I did not forget, I will make a video on price completions. I hope to do it this week, maybe definitely before the weekend is over. Just today, don't feel that great, so just going to go over the recap real fast. So, yesterday, December 6th in the evening, around 7 p.m. Buy 627, sell 551, and oil buy 70. What would we got? 75.12 and sell 73.91. So I do have a trader that trades the London Open. So and he emailed me saying he had some trouble, but then ended up positive. But then I looked at the chart and I see what he means. So the top side never triggered, but the short side of 551 triggered looks like, well, the first time before the London Open, so maybe we don't count this. But even if we do count this, I just want to make a point here. So price comes down, hits 551. Now, where is your stop? As I said, I prefer stops um, at pivot high on a sell or pivot low on a buy before the price breaks the trigger, goes through the trigger. Well, it's all the way up here, right? So what, like 88, 37 points. So 37 points is quite a bit and not for everyone. What do? You stand aside. If it's too much, you stand aside. Again, I don't, my superpowers do not include telling the market where the pivots are. So in this case, it's just too much. You stand aside. It comes down and hits it again. Now your pivot is over here and it's slightly better at around 80. So roughly 30 points. Still could be a bit high. Now, I don't know exactly if you use the pivot or a hard stop. Let's assume the absolute worst. Let's assume um, only a hard stop was used at let's say 15 point a stop. So you've gotten then stopped out, let's see, one, two, three, four, 5 times before the big break. Now, 5 times 15 is 75. So down 75 points, and then comes the break again, and the market gives you 130 points about with the low here, around 130 points. So then you make up your 75 and you get your 10, only your 5 points. This is the NASDAQ, so you get your 5 points to hit your $100 per contract profit. And you want to do a bit more to cover commissions. That's fine. I also want to make a point that if you want to trade the London Open, that's fine. It's okay. It's within the rules. Just be aware that market participation is not the same as during U.S. Open at 9:30 Eastern. If you take a look at the volume here, it is much lower than during the U.S. session. So you might get stuff like that. But if you live overseas, you might not have a choice. So everything should have worked out. And indeed, the trader did say at the end he finished positive, but I can see how this would present an issue. And unfortunately, if you place your stop above that pivot high, which is really the correct way of trading this, even though you would have been down most of the time for this period of time here, uh, there was never a stop. Market never broke this pivot before giving you your target. But again, even if you had a hard stop, um, you would have gotten your losses back and made up your profit. But then the US session was a very different story. Market came back up again, went above the trigger, broke right through, and I was watching this. There was no heat on this one, like at all. Broke right through, gave you about 100 points, straight down. Now let me again. So I've gotten some emails asking how do I hold for more. And I will reiterate that for the purpose of this test run, I'm looking for $100 per contract completions using one E-mini. So not micros, one E-mini to hit 20 ticks of profit. How do you hold for more? Well, that requires some experience. So one way to hold for more is to see where is the nearest swing here. So around 96, 496. So if you have the discipline uh, and you're able to withstand some volatility, not really in this case it came straight down. Hold on. But normally there is some kind of back and forth, right? So if you can withstand that, you can expect to hold something for this swing. In this case, it pretty much went right through. Normally, there is some kind of a reaction from swing. So, with some more experience, I guess then you could hold from the 51 down to this 96. So, say 50 points. And that's one way of getting more out of a trade is just to look for the previous swing where market could go. But again, for the purpose of this test run, I'm looking for 20 ticks, and you definitely would have gotten that. Price went again above the trigger and again came through, definitely gave you your 20 ticks. If you were looking for more, where's the swing? Right over here, around 462, and sure enough, hit that before bouncing up. So, if you want to kind of practice it on sim, you can do that. Let's see. So then I think maybe this was it. Oh no, wait. So just recently, I didn't realize it. So just not long ago, again, price goes above the trigger and goes down again. You get your 20 ticks easily. Where could it go? To the swing over here at around 509. So, if you were here, let's say, you can maybe try and hold for 509. Understand this is not for everyone, and I'm not going to count stuff like that for this test run. Let's take a look at oil. So oil was a buy at 75.12 or a short at 73.91. Again, London Open from my friend who trades overseas. This was the first trigger, and to be fair, so a short at 91, the low was 78. So $100 per contract is 10 ticks on oil. This should have completed your daily target. If it did not, where would your stop be? Ideally over here. And this stop was never triggered. Again, you want to be slightly above this high here. So slightly above, as you can see, you would still be in the trade. If you had the hard stop, maybe you would have taken a stop, but then as it came down again from 91 down to 72.80, this is over full dollar, so over $1,000 per contract move down. Then we have again above the trigger. And during the session, maybe right before the session, the long triggered, and again, this doesn't look like much, but this high was at 38, so 75.12 was the trigger. 38, you definitely get your 10 ticks, your $100 per contract here. If you did not, well, then probably got stopped out. This was not quite a trigger. I was watching this live. This did not hit the trigger. Here is the trigger here. And again, if you had the hard stop, I'm not sure. I mean, you should not have gotten stopped here. Even if you did, though, it doesn't matter. Ideally, of course, stop should be here. Probably too much. So if you're at the hard stop, maybe you took a stop, maybe you didn't. But then a nice move down again, well over a dollar, over $1.50 here. So everything is made up, and you get your target. And here is where we are right now. As far as I'm concerned, definitely a successful day, even if you traded the London Open. My congratulations to the trader who traded the London Open and came out positive. Definitely the Nasdaq was not easy, and the fact that he came out positive, I think, speaks to his experience as a trader. So that's it for today. I hope to feel better tomorrow. There will be more numbers tonight, of course, for tomorrow. Please, again, send me your feedback. It helps me. Thank you, guys.